What's going on, guys? My name is Corrupt, and today I'm bringing you guys a TH10 Sui Lavaloon attack strategy guide. This guide is going to teach you everything that you guys need to know about the Sui Lavaloon attack strategy before you start using it. This attack strategy guide is going to dive into how you guys can deal with the Queen and the CC, along with the number of loons that you're going to need in order to take out specific defenses, how to start your Lavaloon, and all of that. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about here is how you guys can deal with the CC and Queen with this attack. There are a couple different ways of dealing with a CC and Queen. So usually you have 3 options to kill the Queen, but for the CC you may have less options. Usually it's a good idea to try and use a Sui hero on the Queen to also get rid of the enemy CC as well, and the Queen to kind of get both in just one basket. Other times you may want to use a Electro Dragon in your Stone Slimer going in to take out not just the Queen but the CC as well. Sometimes there is a damage CC or an Electro Dragon CC, which I have heard that some people have had trouble with in the past, but usually it's not a big deal, especially against CCs such as an Electro Dragon or just dealing with a Sui hero in general. There are a couple different siege machines that you guys can bring with this, either the Stone Slammer or the Battle Blimp. So usually I would choose the Battle Blimp or the Stone Slammer. Again, it's up to you and your personal preference, and maybe even depending on the base. But if you decide to use the Battle Blimp, you may want to bring Loons or maybe even bring an Electro Dragon. Again, it's up to you. But usually what you want to try and do with that is to lure out the CC if there's a damage CC or an Electro Dragon CC, and then you also want to try and take out the Queen if you're using an Electro Dragon. Other than that, you could even possibly use some Loons on the opposite side to take out some extra pieces of value, such as a Multi-Inferno and maybe another air defense or 2. Again, it's up to where exactly all those buildings are placed. However, that is a good idea, so that's something to keep in mind. And then that would lure out the damage CC or an Electro Dragon CC, and then you could actually Sui hero that CC with the King and Queen. Something to keep in mind is that you may want to bring Skelly Spells with this. Now, as I said, there's a couple different ways of dealing with the Queen. So what you want to try and do is either use a Sui hero with the 2 heroes. Sometimes the King will be able to get the enemy Queen, and sometimes it'll be your Queen getting the enemy Queen. You can also try and use Skelly Spells, which is using them under a rage and having those shield skeletons being able to take those the Queen out, and then possibly even acting as a distraction after the Queen is down, and then even using a Dragon or an Electro Dragon to take out the enemy Queen. So that's something to really keep in mind when you guys are using this. A Dragon in the CC is actually really good, especially since you can actually fly into the base with your Stone Slammer, and then when it pops, you have the Dragon that you can use to take out the Queen, since she would be distracted on something else like a Loon or a Hound. So that's something to keep in mind when you guys are using that. Now, on screen, you're going to see the number of Loons that you guys are going to need in order to take out specific buildings. Mainly all of those defenses there. Since they do splash, it's actually going to take a less number than, say, a Hog Rider. Since they do point, these guys do splash. So what that means is that they do more damage, which means this is kind of like what you guys want to bring. But usually if I were to say you want to try and put more in your group per Lava Hound, usually I like to try and do a Hound and then 2 groups going in with a haste. So you want to try and keep that in mind, because what you want to do in the end result is you want all the Loons to mainly bunch up, because you want them to be able to one-shot every single defense as they go through. Once they merge towards the end, you should be able to secure it just by based on exactly the number of Loons, since they will be able to go through the rest of the base since there is a large group of them going through. So that's something to keep in mind when you guys are doing this. Now, one thing is using a heal spell with your attack. Why is a heal spell effective? Well, heal spells can be used with the loons. Remember, sometimes you are going to have to deal with multi-infernos, so bringing a heal spell actually will heal up all the loons to full. Remember, the inferno, the infernos don't no longer do any sort of blocking healing. So that means that you can use that heal spell to stop that healing block. So that, or stop, well, really, you can heal over the infernos. That's what I mean. I don't know why I was saying it like that. However, a heal spell is really important either way. That heal spell is going to be really important, and I really encourage that you guys not just bring it with this attack strategy, but with any Lavaloon attack strategy. It is super strong and something to keep in mind when you guys are using this attack. Now again, you can also bring some rage spells, which is usually really good, freeze spells, hastes, those are all really good spells to bring with this. Now, how do you guys want to start your attack? Well, obviously you're going to try and have your plan to kill the queen or the CC. Again, up to you. We talked about it earlier in the video, so it's something to keep in mind when you guys are doing this attack. The next thing is sending in your Lavaloon portion. So usually you want to try and start with the Stone Slammer unless you're starting it with an Electro Dragon to take out the queen and CC. Other than that, you would then be using the Stone Slammer going in, making sure that then you have good pathing going in with your Lavaloon portion, making sure that you have 2 groups of loons on that one Lava Hound, so that then the loons can start to bunch up once they start to get a little bit deeper into the base and all of that. Make sure that you enter from an area away from where the air sweepers are pointing. You don't want to fight an air sweeper going into a high DPS area. That's a big no-no, and that's something that you guys want to try and avoid. Now, sometimes the plan doesn't go right, and sometimes you may not be able to kill the queen with a Skelly or a Sui hero. This means that you just have to be lucky that the queen actually stays under a defense, and then the loons drop their bombs on that defense and take her out along with it. So that's something to keep in mind when you guys are doing this, because sometimes it doesn't always go to plan. So that's something really, really important to keep in mind when you guys use this attack. And then what you really want to make sure that you do, as you're sending in your Lavaloon, you then want to use some minions behind them to guarantee that sort of picking off of the buildings. I've done this before. What I've done before is I wait until a good chunk of the defenses are down to start even trying to do cleanup. Do cleanup as soon as possible. Use those minions as soon as a bunch of those defenses, as your loons are going in, get down. That's something that you guys have to practice in FCs, but this is something that's going to really help you not time fail in your attacks. So it's really something to keep in mind when you guys use this. The other thing is you guys can use the free spells over the multi-infernos, even over the CC if you do, like, you know, see a damaged CC and you want to keep it under a poison, and you want to keep it in an area where you can kill it with the Sui hero. So something to keep in mind when you guys are doing this. And then again, remember, you want to use your haste spells to try and get the loons into the base. Remember to save some of the haste for the inside, but if you do still bring a rage or something like that, then you may want to actually use that just to get them in, and the rage spells throughout. And then sometimes you could even bring more heal spells and keep the loons alive as they go in, especially if you're charging into a multi-inferno. So something to keep in mind when you guys are doing this. But I hope that this guide kind of helps you. I don't think I missed anything, and I hit every single point that I really wanted to make. Just make sure that you guys really have a plan to take out that queen and the CC. You can see on screen that there were a lot of different ways that these guys actually took out the enemy queen and CC. Sometimes it was just a Lava Hound CC. But other than that, hopefully this video helps you guys understand this attack strategy and makes you want to learn this attack strategy going forward. So if I did miss anything, let me know in the comments below if I did, and I will hopefully make another video on it and add that as well. So if you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss an upload. If you guys also want to go ahead and join the Exit Humanity family or my personal or community Discord server, the link to it is in the description below. And if you guys want to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, feel free. The link to it is in the description below. so that then you guys can, well, follow me on Twitter. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.